This is Nick. So for a couple of years, I was working at a transport company, and we did a lot of dialysis. And it's that thing that you do for people who can't transport themselves to and from their treatments. And they'd be there for about 4 hours, sometimes a little bit less, and their blood would get moved out of their body and then back into their body after it's cleaned. So we had one patient in particular that I dealt with very frequently. For the case of this story, and actually pretty generally, his name was Mr. Willie. Real sweet guy at first, at least so we thought. And he didn't talk a whole lot, but he often didn't really want much either. We came, we picked him up, and dropped him off. Simple as that. And one day, I'm going to pick him up, and a woman pulls up to the parking lot of the dialysis center, and she's vomiting, and she's in an actual emergent situation. And I let Mr. Willie know, listen, I've got somebody out there that I need to take care of. Can I just have a couple of minutes? And I was actually asking mostly in rhetoric, just giving him an opportunity to just be okay with it. He yells at me. He says, "No, fuck that. I've been waiting so fucking long." And I didn't expect it out of him. And more so, he'd been waiting for 5 minutes. Literally 5 minutes, not even a joke. And it caught me off guard, and I said, "I'm sorry, Mr. Willie, I need to go take care of this. This is urgent." So he was in the chair for another couple of minutes while I took care of the woman who was going through something. We got another unit out there to take care of her. And she was okay. And I came and picked up Mr. Willie, and he's still steaming. But he doesn't say anything. And all right, Mr. Willie, we're going to get you over. We're going to help move you. Let's get out of here, okay? He doesn't even acknowledge me anymore. It kind of struck me as odd because we've been dealing with each other for years. We get him into the stretcher. We get him in the ambulance. We drive him home. And for the next month, I'm driving him to and from, and we don't talk anymore. I try the simple stuff. Are you comfortable? Is there anything I can do for you? Are you okay? He even tried to strike up conversation once or twice, and he was trying to shut me down. So about a month goes by, and we go to pick him up again. Normal time, nothing's different. Except on the notes from the call, before we get there, just before we pull in, says last dialysis treatment, which is confusing. We don't get information like that, but we walk in and we ask him about it. We come to find out it's his last dialysis treatment. Not because he got better. His wife had decided to stop treatment, to let him go. For the last month, I'd been kind of pissed off at Mr. Willie because he had stopped trying. He didn't put any effort. He didn't want to talk. He didn't want to be buddies anymore. Over something that didn't make any sense to me. His wife had technically pulled the plug. When we got up to Mr. Willie, he was sitting in his chair, and a little bit more haphazardly. He was laying back a little bit. His extremities were a little curled. This wasn't him. He normally sat upright, a little weak, a little look on his eyebrow that looked like he didn't care about anything. But now he looked in pain. He looked like he was suffering. And now he couldn't talk. Apparently he hadn't spoken in over a week. So we moved him over. This time his wife came with us in the ambulance. She'd never done that before. And we talked. She told me about where they met. Told me about their marriage. Told me about their life. And I knew that there was something in him. I always did. That's why we talked when we were first going together. We were transporting. But now I'm getting the story from his wife about how much of a good man he is. How much of a good man he was. And how she had discussed with him. And it gets to a point where can't do this anymore, I'll let you go. And she did. 3 days later, Mr. Willie died. We went to go pick somebody else up from his nursing home, and there was a page on a door right behind the nurse's desk. And it just said, "We love you, Mr. Willie. We'll miss you." And the date of his funeral. A month and a half later, I was pissed off at him for absolutely no reason. And I think it was probably because I missed him a little bit. Even though in that last month he was just a hound of unpleasantry. And I wonder if he knew. I wonder if he knew he was going to die. I wonder if he knew that his wife was going to let him go, or something else had happened. I don't know. But I liked him. Attitudey old crotch that he was. I still liked him. I don't think I've told a story about Mr. Willie except a joke since then, so that's probably all I got.